you mentioned food security is
Yes,
one of the topics. A couple days ago, you spoke to a bit about the grain trap in Ukraine. Is that going to be a subject of conversation at the G7, or can you give us an update on either the bloc's efforts or U.S. efforts specifically to get some of that grain out?
I do think food security in general will be a topic of, at the G7, and I certainly think that inside the context of what's going on in Ukraine, it absolutely will as well. Again, I don't want to get ahead of specific announcements one way or the other. I would tell you that we are already working with allies and partners to help try to get this grain out of the country. As I said the other day, we know it's a perishable good, and it's an important good. And we have been able to increase the flow of some grain through the West by ground routes out of Ukraine, but it's not sufficient. It's not enough, given the immense amount of grain that's sitting unused right now inside Ukraine. So we know we have to find other ways to do this, and we're willing, as I said the other day, the president's willing to keep an open mind about that. Obviously, it would certainly help if the Russians would lift what is essentially a blockade in the Black Sea and a blockade over Odessa, which they have obviously shown no desire to lift. But that's a real key here. And so you're aware that Turkey's talking to Russia about this. We certainly welcome Turkey's involvement in trying to broker some sort of arrangement where that grain can be transferred by sea. But I think it just remains to be seen whether that's going to be viable.
There was reports out of Turkey that there might be some kind of meeting next week on this. Is there anything you can share on that?
I don't have any details on that. I'd refer you to our Turkish counterparts and our Turkish allies on that. Again, we welcome their efforts to try to get this to happen, because it is absolutely, it's critical. I mean, Putin is weaponizing food literally, and this is a prime example of that.
Thank you.